We do some weird things when we're asleep. 1/3 of our lives is spent in this unconscious state where we're unaware of our own actions. I've never slept well, so I decided to film myself sleeping for 7 nights to try and understand why. What I discovered makes me feel like I don't even know myself anymore. I'm actually quite excited because I like the idea of trying to get good quality sleep for the next 7 days. I'm going to be living in this environment by myself. I'm going to turn this bedroom into a sleep laboratory and we'll see how we get on. Good. I know for certain there's one thing which is going to interrupt my sleep, and that is my 2 cats. This is Mrs. Purple and stay there. And this is Paddington. Let's see if we get your sister up. Here we go. So these guys are about 4 months old now, and we've had them for just under 2 months. These guys don't like being by themselves. I learned that very quickly, and they follow me around absolutely everywhere, including into my office and into the bedroom. So there you go. You've met the family. I suspect these 2 are going to be the stars of the show. Okay, so it's about 10 to 10 and this is the first night of my sleep experiment. I have an empty house, my kids are not here, my wife is not here, so I'm actually quite excited by the prospect of getting a good night's sleep. So this is night number 1. My problem with sleeping used to be that I couldn't get to sleep, but this is less of an issue now. Looking at this footage, I'm struck by how often I'm touching my face, scratching my eyes, or cleaning out my ear. Things get worse when I lie on my back, and this is where my teeth grinding begins. Teeth grinding is a sleep disorder known as bruxism and is linked to anxiety and stress. Then there's my weird face twitches. I don't look very peaceful here. And then there's this. With my arms raised into the air, I use my other hand to gently stroke back and forwards. Supposedly it could be a form of self-soothing, or it may be a sleep disorder known as periodic limb movement disorder. I spend the rest of the night repeating most of these strange habits, constantly swapping positions, grinding my teeth, raising and stroking my arms, scratching or twitching my face until Mrs. Purple comes to pay me a visit, which wakes me up enough to realize I need to go to the toilet. This is usually a cue for the cats to let me know that they think it's time for their breakfast. I do get back to sleep, but it doesn't look very restful. To my surprise, my Garmin watch, which measures my sleep, says that my sleep quality was good and calls it long and calm, scoring it 81 out of 100. I'm no expert, but to me, my nocturnal habits look exhausting. I feel tired just watching my own sleep behavior. So this is night number 2 for my sleep experiment this week, and it's a little bit later than I would like it to have been right now. It's just after midnight, but I'm hoping that I'm going to get a good night's sleep now, and with any luck, just fed my cats. Hopefully they won't distract me too much. Oh, it's way too late. Oh dear. After a bit of cat interruption, I eventually settle on my right-hand side, where I remain relatively still for over 2 hours, barring the odd face scratch. But once again, it's when I move onto my back that I become Chewy McTwitchface. I'm constantly turning my head, screwing up my eyes, and grinding my teeth like I'm chewing on a carcass. I really don't know what to make of this. And then I resort to my old zombie routine, a gentle stroking of my left arm before a more vigorous scratch. I spend the rest of the night switching between my favourite sleeping positions, the sunbed, the crossed arms, fetal, the zombie scratch, and S-shape before the inquisitive Paddington tells me it's time to get up. A not very restorative sleep score of 70 out of 100 with 57 restless moments. The quandary with the cats is I either just let them roam in the bedroom and they do what they want. But if I don't do that, I shut them out and they scratch at the door, and in a lot of ways that's far worse. On night 3, I didn't help myself by going to bed very late, and after 45 unsuccessful minutes of trying to fall asleep, I tried the old trick of clearing my mind and thinking of nothing. Anytime I'm trying to think of nothing, I always think of Ray in Ghostbusters. Who thinks of the Marshmallow Man? Because everyone else is able to clear their mind apart from Ray, and he inflicts this giant Marshmallow Man on the streets of New York. Anytime I try and clear my mind, I think of that Marshmallow Man. With gentle thoughts of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man drifting through my mind, I fall into a deep sleep and start my gentle cycle of teeth grinding and sporadic arm waving. On night 4, it didn't take me long to drift off to sleep, and within the first 15 minutes, I was up to my old zombie tricks again, but this time it was with only one arm raised for nearly 2 minutes, at which point my other arm joined the party. But there was no arm stroking this time, they just stayed suspended in the air for nearly 5 minutes. Why the hell do I do this? This is night number 5 of the sleep experiment. See you in the morning. The average person changes position during their sleep 12 times. I suspect I am not your average person. Position number 1. Can't sleep. Ow. Pads. 7:43. Time to get up. Not including the excessive twitching and head movements, I make that 42 different sleeping positions. At this point, you may have a question for me. If this is night number 6, how come we haven't heard any farting? Truth be told, I'm just a little bit shy about sharing this footage on the internet. If I make this video and there's no farting in it, please know that that's just been edited out. The 6th night was a highlights reel of all my favourite nocturnal activity. Endless zombie arm scratching and arms placed behind the head, and the usual wake-up call from 2 hungry ragdoll cats. For the final night of my sleep experiment, I had the pleasure of welcoming home my wife Kirsty. Tonight is slightly different because there will be 2 human beings in this bed and probably 2 cats as well. Up until now, I've had nothing to compare myself to, but having another human being lying next to me allows me to see how much my sleep behaviour is different to someone else's. Do I really move around that much? Is my sleep behaviour that unusual? Over the course of a 3-hour window, when I compare myself to Kirsty, the answer is an emphatic yes. So where do I go from here? I've established that I have not 1, but 2 sleep disorders, and I'm prone to an abnormal amount of twitching, moving, and changing sleep position. Undoubtedly, my 2 cats don't help, but their interruptions tend to come not too long before breakfast time. My experiment suggests that I actually sleep better than I'd imagined, and the data shows the quality of my sleep is pretty good. It's just that during the hours that I'm unconscious, I assume the identity of someone I just don't recognize.